Before we kick off and roll the next episode of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast, I want you to pay a visit to laststandhats.com. That is where you'll find an incredible line of collegiate and uniquely designed hats, as well as polos, including these State of Texas themed polos. And there are other types of polo shirts which you may see me wear. And before you finalize your purchase, use this promo code right here, MANCAVE10, for 10% off. As for the next episode of Stories Inside the Man Cave, let's ride. Stevie Lee, Monday evening. It was a long week last week.
Yeah,
First, I got to ask you, it was a bye week, man. How did you spend your time without obligations and your emotions invested into a Texas football game that didn't happen last week?
It was actually invested in my daughter's 7th grade district volleyball meet tournament. Yeah, so I was still invested in sports in some capacity. So
right.
It was a lot of fun, man. We had to drop her off at the school at 5:45 a.m. and drive all the way out to Marble Falls for 7th grade volleyball, man.
That is commitment right there. You and Summer, your lovely better half.
Yeah, man. No, it was fun, man. She had a really good time. They lost one game only due to, I think, half her team didn't show up for her.
What?
So, yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with these parents letting these kids not show up for the district tournament, you know.
What
all the other teams were there. There were 6 or 7 other teams. No, 8 other teams. And all their kids and all their teammates were there. But our team, we were missing 5 girls, I believe.
There are no excuses for that.
None. You let your team down. Yeah, you could have won district, you know.
Parents, and I hope we don't lose you as viewers after this take. When you have your child in a team sport, unless it's an emergency or somebody's ill, you are committed. That's what's wrong with society. Come out to your team and allow your kid. Do not give them any excuses why they can't do something.
Exactly.
They're committed to other issues.
Don't let your other teammates down.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the competitive spirit that rolls in my house. My youngest daughter was pissed, to say the least.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. It is good. I was really proud of her, and she stepped up and played very, very well. So it was fun to watch.
Well, I'm proud of her.
That's what my thank you. That was my attention this weekend. So I'm looking forward to getting back to college football.
Well, this is going to be a little bit shorter episode. Look at this, Stevie. We're approaching almost 200 total episodes. This being the pass rush, the 11th installment, pass rush with the guy on your right, Big Stevie Lee, former Longhorn defensive tackle, and his guys at Hargrove Roofing, based out of Shreveport. They're here in Austin. They're hitting Tyler, Dallas, Houston, all over. Well, almost all of the great state of Texas.
Yeah, man.
They're about to replace Mama Clinch's roof.
Really?
Yeah.
Mama Clinch about to get a new roof?
She's about to get her. She's going to know who's on her roof.
She's going to know who's on your roof. Good deal.
We'll have another random appearance of Hargrove later in the segment here. And so as we move forward, Stevie, before we move to Texas, November, I know this is cliche, but November to remember. And that's what happens here. These 4 games coming up are against the best of the Big 12, some of the best in the country. But it was the same way for you, because you play your best football in November, and championship dreams come true.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, it was a gauntlet back in November when I played, and it's proven to do the same thing this year. What we got? K-State, TCU, Baylor,
in Kansas,
and Kansas, right? So, none of those guys are cupcakes anymore.
No,
I've said it all year. The Big 12 will cannibalize itself.
yes.
And so all we have to do is we still continue to win out. We can still be really good. A couple things has to happen for us to win the Big 12, but we can still do it.
Yeah.
Just win. W-I-N, win.
Just 3. It's easy. W-I.
It is easy. It is easy because we're sitting here saying just win.
Yeah.
So a few things need to happen for those wins to actually happen. So this week when the guys were off, I really hope they didn't give them much time off because we need to be in the film room. We need to be strength and conditioning. We need to be actually conditioning, not strength. The guys look strong to me, but conditioning is my deal, right?
Yeah.
Finishing the game. And that's if you're not finishing the fourth quarter, it means you're dead tired in the fourth quarter. And so against Oklahoma State, some of the guys look gassed in the fourth quarter. So hopefully they actually went out there, said, toe the line, put your toe on the line. We're about to run some gassers after practice too. And then when you run those gassers and you think it's over and you're about to walk off the field, I think the coach need to blow the whistle and say overtime. Put your toe back on the line.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Man. The fourth quarter.
It's the fourth quarter, and then sometimes there's overtime. You got to perform in overtime. I mean, we remember Texas Tech. We didn't show up, right? Texas Tech came back on us, tied the game up, forced us to overtime, and you know what they said on their sideline? We got them.
We got them.
How
we wanted them.
Yep, this is exactly where we wanted them, and then they got us. So, what we got to do is condition these kids and put them in a better position to actually win the game because if you're tired, your brain goes, and you start making mental mistakes. And when you have a decent team, they'll capitalize off those mental mistakes. And all these teams are more than decent teams right now.
And they're really good. And Kansas State, we're about to talk about the certain running back for K-State at length. And Sarkisian, Coach Sarkisian was asked about K-State and that offense. They have 2 good quarterbacks. Martinez transferred in. He wasn't able to play this past game against Oklahoma State, but Howard came in and great game plan, and they absolutely destroyed Oklahoma State.
Either quarterback that's in there has obviously shown the ability to move the ball. The runner, as we know, is a fantastic player.
Steve, starting with that runner, what do you think of Deuce Vaughn's game and what he brings to this Kansas State offense?
I like the way Deuce plays. He's a really versatile back. They do a really good job. They're creative with him, not just running the ball, receiving the ball, moving him around. He's got great balance and body control. He has the ability to make you miss in tight quarters.
Yeah.
He's absolutely correct. He has great balance and body control.
Yeah.
You know why? He's this far off the ground. That's why.
I know how he feels, Stevie. He's 5'6", I'm 5'8". Not much difference.
I was going to say, man, Clinch, I think you're taller than Deuce, man.
I am.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. So, but no, those shifty running backs, you know who he remind me of? I played against him, and he had a long career in the NFL.
Play for K-State.
Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
And he's perfect for that program. And you can tell he knows how to cut. He's low to the ground. So low man always win.
Yeah.
So
that's the truth, man.
Yeah. And we got to get down there on him, man. But he's a great running back. I wish we'd have kept him here in town, here at the University of Texas. But, we win some and we lose some. We've been losing some here lately, So, but he's a good kid too. I actually like his interviews and things like that.
He's a great kid, good parents.
Yeah,
mom and his dad actually was an assistant at Texas for a short period. And Deuce and K-State last Saturday, great game plan. They handed Mike Gundy his worst loss of his long career. And I found this amusing, though. I'll pull up this tweet, and I want to see how quickly you laugh after you see it. The final score was 48-0. K-State beat Oklahoma State.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Hey man. Who is Barstool Post? That's just Barstool, right? It's not
OSU, yeah. Absolutely hilarious. Taking a shot at their Bedlam rivals in Norman.
Yeah.
Losing to Texas 49-0. That was perfect, priceless.
Yeah.
Off by a point.
Off by 1 point, yeah. But a goose egg nonetheless, though.
Goose egg nonetheless.
Yeah.
Here's this you may predict what Coach Gundy said after this. Now, Gundy, he's the dean of Big 12 coaches, a lot of success. He's done a phenomenal job, but this was him. And I'll show you that run for Deuce again. And he ran for over 163 yards against OSU. And this is basically how it went down for the boys from Stilley.
Adrian Martinez still dealing with a knee issue. Deuce Vaughn running away from the Cowboys. Touchdown!
We got our butts kicked. I told the team, I've had my butt kicked before. I didn't do a good job this week. I was concerned about a variety of things this week. We didn't practice like we normally practice, and that's my fault.
So I think they got too high on themselves after surviving Texas, surviving to beat Texas in Stillwater.
Well, listen, like I told you, you can get too emotionally involved in your wins and losses. And they got really emotionally involved after they beat us, rightfully so. They came back on us and shut us up and beat us at their home. They rushed the field. Did they rush? They rushed the field, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, not at Oklahoma State. They didn't.
They didn't?
I don't think they did.
Rushed the field. No, they didn't. Okay. But it was an emotional win for them, and they rode that high all the way into last week. They saw all the clippings of everybody saying good things about them and lost the game. But the University of Texas did the same thing.
Yeah.
We beat OU, rode that high. I said this on this podcast.
Yeah, you did.
You can all go back and watch what I said. You got to be careful. You can enjoy that game for one day, put it to bed, and get ready for Texas Tech. And what did we do? Yeah, exactly. Speechless.
Yeah. A loss, a win can carry over and turn into a loss the next week. Same with a loss.
An emotional win
twice.
Yep, absolutely. And so that's what happened in Stillwater. You know, these guys should just hire me as their psych guys. Like, that's what I would hammer into them. I would put it on in a loudspeaker. Yes, we won that game. That game is over. It is time for Texas Tech. It is time for K-State. K-State's going to whoop our ass. K-State going to do this. And K-State, you got to get them pissed off at the next opponent, you know?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So, you know what Coach Brown did to us, because we had 2 weeks, always 2 weeks for the A&M game. So we'll play whoever we played the last game, and then the second to the last game, and then we play A&M the Friday after Thanksgiving every year. But it was always 2 weeks. So we'll play that game, not the whatever game that was before. We'll play that game. We celebrated in the locker room, put that game to bed. The very next day, and we come in and do our stretches and have treatment. They pipe in the A&M fight song for 2 weeks. That's Sunday all the way to that next Friday. Every time you walked into the locker room, it was I got it in my head. It was ingrained in me, and I was like, I hate this song. I can't wait to go hit somebody so they don't ever play this song again. So it was ingrained in us to hate them. I even know the words to the song. I know the words because for 5 years, 2 weeks out of the year, that song was on a loop in our locker room. Yeah.
That creates some anger right there.
And you know what?
Irritation.
I never lost to A&M.
I never.
Ever.
Undefeated.
Never lost to A&M. Undefeated against A&M because of that damn song.
That damn song, baby. You didn't ever lock shoulders with somebody and swing and say, Saul Varsity's horns off?
Nah, never. Never ever done that. Don't want to even hear it again, you know? But what makes me smile, though, man, is us putting that game back on the schedule in 2025.
I can't wait. Cannot wait for that. The state needs it.
The state needs it. These kids need it. I feel sorry for the kids that did not experience for the last, 10 years almost?
Yeah, that's unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, unreal. Unbelievable, man. For those two state universities not to play each other, I think that's a disservice for sure.
Every human who calls the state of Texas home. That's what it is. It's
disservice.
So Kansas State, if you've never been there, it's a fun stadium, great atmosphere. It's a small. I mean, it looks big, but it only holds like 55,000. But the student section is one of the best in the country. And you heard it when Deuce Vaughn broke that touchdown run. Now, I had to be corrected. 22 carries, 158 yards against Oklahoma State. Deuce is loose. He was an All-American last year from Cedar Ridge High School in Round Rock here locally. This is what Deuce had to say about how this Kansas State team, on the offensive side, it's kind of taking on the personality of Coach Kleiman, who led North Dakota State to all those national championships at FCS. And this is Deuce. The guy, I love hearing him speak, by the way.
We're just a whole bunch of dudes that are going to compete for 60 minutes. And every single time that we step on the football field, we're going to do it for each other. And anytime you see us on the football field, see Kansas State, that logo, it's just a whole bunch of guys out there playing for each other, all 11. And most of the time, you're going to get some successful results because of it.
Physical. Physical, old school brand of football.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, man. They got a brand. They got they have an identity.
Yeah.
They want their identity to be physical, and that's how they're playing. And we have to play our brand of football and be stronger at it, you know. So they are workhorses up there. They work. And when you watch that game, they didn't get very tired, you know. And so we can play with anybody in the country. We know that the first 2 quarters because we're fresh.
Right.
Gotta stay fresh. You know, we gotta keep everybody healthy, but also keep everybody fresh, you know. And that's if that's rotating people in and also conditioning, you know.
Yeah.
So we can play with them for sure, and we're gonna play with them. But how long is going to take for us to put them to sleep? You know, that's going to determine the game.
Yeah, 100%. And Texas fans have got to thank Kansas State for what they did, because that put Texas in a 3-way tie with Oklahoma State, Baylor, with the only 2 teams with 2 losses. Of course, TCU's undefeated. Kansas State has that 1 loss. If Texas wins out, they'll have a head-to-head over Kansas State. They'll have head-to-head over Baylor. And the only thing they got to worry about is if Oklahoma State runs the table. But I see them losing one more time.
Okay.
But remember, it's for Texas just needs to get that second place finish. That's it. You don't need to finish number one after the regular season.
Right.
And as you mentioned, Texas can play with anybody in the country. Remember, I know with Tuesdays with Tess, I said this, that when they're having all their issues down in College Station, I'm just going to call it a dumpster fire in College Station. Stevie, they've lost 4 straight games. And I know that's similar to what was going on here a year ago.
But we had a first-year coach.
Yes. But Jimbo's in year 5 of a guaranteed 10-year contract. However, quarterback just wasn't settled. I think they found their guy in Connor Wegman. And they signed this heralded recruiting class of all time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Money to buy.
Best that money could buy. Saban said that, of all people. To me, okay, I want to go ahead and say this. I didn't think A&M had the roster needed to contend for any championship this year. I saw another 4-loss season. But that's good considering the amount of youth and what they lost. Right. Did you see that?
So, no, not at all. I think that they have enough talent to compete, better than what they're doing now. They don't have all the pieces, run the table or play for college playoffs, no. But thinking that they're going to be better than they are now, you want to know why? You have a 5-year coach that's pulling in $10 million a year.
$100 million contract.
Yeah. So he still has $50 million on his contract. I think he told his wife that we're just going to take half of this and then go home. That's what he told his wife. But it's guaranteed, so he can still take it all. But it's year 5. You should not be building an identity. You should be in your comfort zone with a team that's going to compete. And yes, I know there are other coaches out there. I know there are other teams out there. But the resources that A&M has should be competing in the top 5. If you're you're the 5th-year coach.
Right.
And in 3 more years, we might be saying the same thing about Sharp, right? But I think that he should be competing better than what they are right now, barring, everything aside, no matter who you line up in front of these kids or these other teams, these are your kids now. All the other regime kids are gone by now, Yes. These are your recruits at 5 years.
And you've had a cycle go through.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's some I told y'all in the beginning, we pay these coaches a lot of money to put these kids in the best place to win, in the best position to win. And Jimbo Fisher is not doing that.
He's not doing it.
He's not doing that. And these kids are not winning. And these are all his recruits. Everybody on the field now are now his guys. He can't hide behind us like I'm playing with someone else's recruits. These are all the guys that he recruited.
His guys. Oh, Brian Harsin was fired today from Auburn. 2 years.
I saw that. 2 years. 2 years, man. And do you remember his record? He lost 21 games or something like that, right?
I think he did, but it's the part that. Okay, so what are you doing? Are you chasing? What exactly is happening? That's the thing. You're going to pay all these guys this money, and you're going to buy, and then a buyout. So I don't get it. Are you going to commit to a guy, or are you going to continue shuffling in money? I don't understand I know some of these places have deep pockets who are willing to pay that. But then the buyouts, some of the buyouts carry over for a number of years.
Yeah, man. Again, we're in big time college football, man, where money talks. If you don't give us wins, then you're gone. Obviously,
yes,
this is what's happening. But I mean, who are we to tell people to do what to do with their money? I guess, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
It does not make sense to send somebody away after 2 years and you got to pay them their contract out.
I don't see how you can become a better program 2 years. I didn't think that was a good fit. I like Harsin as what he did, maintaining Boise, but I was like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
You're an SEC school. You can get whoever you want.
Yeah. So, and for them to make this move right now, I feel like they already have somebody in mind or already talked to someone.
Man, it would not shock me if Matt Rule, who was fired by Carolina Panthers, I bet if I'm Auburn, I'm going after Matt Rule after what he did with Baylor.
Okay. All right.
100%.
I can see that.
That's
okay. Yeah, I can see that. Well, let's just wait and see.
Go get you an Auburn guy. Who would that Auburn guy? You gonna go after Bo Jackson?
No.
Oh, I got one for you. Deion Sanders. Ooh.
He's killing the recruits in the South.
We're gonna mention him here shortly. That's
oh man, I didn't think of that, man. But Auburn is Auburn though, man, and to be a big time, especially SEC, Big 12 coach, you got to appeal to the donors. He's going to appeal to the recruits, no doubt, no question, recruits. But donors, the guys that hold the money, and you got to raise the money. I've seen Coach Brown walk in a room, and I've seen checkbooks literally come out, and they start writing checks. I don't know if Deion Sanders has that.
He has the cachet, though.
Yeah, you think so?
I think we have reached the era in which you're hiring somebody for who they are, not their experience.
Ooh. Okay. Right. Okay. So hiring someone for who they are.
Not for qualifications. This is no shot at Deion.
No, not at all.
He's
the Deion's, for me, Deion's personality is not going to put up with any BS when he has to go to a donor meeting. And he'll call you out on it. He's called out media personalities.
Yeah.
Nothing right. Right. And so if one of those donors say something sideways to him because they're giving a couple $1 million to the university, and something comes out that Deion doesn't like, Deion's going to speak on it. And if he speaks on it and the university takes Deion's side, then you're going to lose a multi-million-dollar donor. Ooh, that's tough. Money walks. Money talks.
100% it does.
Money talks, So I see Deion. Deion can be a Power 5 coach for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, all day, every day. But there's in Power 5, there's more to the job than just coaching on the field and getting recruits.
Politician.
There's a politician, man. I remember a friend of mine. He sells real estate in Austin, commercial real estate. His dad's a big time commercial guy. He got into commercial real estate. He's younger than me. He said that he met Coach Brown once with his dad when he was in high school. And so they were at a fundraiser. Months go by. He said it could have even been a year what goes by. He's at an event with his dad, and he's at a stall peeing. Just at the stall peeing. In walks Coach Brown in the stall next to him. And he goes, "Hey Cooper, how you doing?" That's a politician right there. Yeah. Remembered his name. Remembering his dad and everything. Didn't see his face because he's at a stall peeing. And Coach Brown walks next to him. Yeah.
How you doing, Coach? No, look, Mom, no hands.
Well, that's the politician that you have to be, man. You just you know people. You're a people's person, and Deion is. But when it comes to those Alabama type money tycoons, donors, there's a certain way that they do business, and they think that they can say they've paid their way to say anything to you that they may not like that you do within the game,
Yeah.
And that happens. It really actually literally happens, And so you got to be one of those coaches that's going to take that on the chin and walk away.
Yeah.
Deion has never taken anything on the chin and walked away. Refer back to the fight that he had with Andre Rison. So
that's a great point. That's going back into the archives on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's Jimbo. He was asked point blank, can this team stick together to become bowl eligible? Is the locker room fractured, basically?
Honestly, I don't about that. I don't mean that in a not saying it just to say it. I mean, you see them in our locker room and you see them together and they'll take it. We're going to figure this out. We're going to fight. We got to help them find one more play, and they got to help us find one more play to get over the hump. I mean, I really the disappointment is there, but I'm going to tell you, it's unless they got me. I mean, we just had those talks, and those kids come up to talk to me all the time. And they're very dedicated to each other and love each other. I really believe that.
I'm a little confused.
I'm very confused.
So they don't have the fight to get together and fight, but they love each other. Is that
but
what
they love each other? Is
that what he said? Am I right? Is that what happened? What he just said?
He speaks so fast that.
And then, okay, I'm sorry, and then he said they got to help us find one more play, and we got to help them. Bro, you need several plays. They need to help you find way more than one more play, and y'all need to find, as coaches, way more than one more play. Y'all need several plays together to get this thing back right. I don't know what Jimbo was saying right there. I feel like that he was saying that they're not a team that could find what it takes to get bowl eligible, and then at the end he said, but they love each other, and he think that they can find. I don't know what he was trying to say there.
The team, I think the question was asked. I took it as it was asked, is this team fractured? Can you keep this team together? Which is insinuating, can you keep this team together? Is it a fractured locker room? Because the goal is now you have to win 3 games. They're 3-5, Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
3-5. They got to win their last 3.
Yeah.
Just to get to a bowl eligibility.
Yeah.
So I know you've heard Jimbo before. What do you think's going on? Is it youth? Is it he needs an offensive coordinator and not him? What? So
that's a good point, and that's what scares me about the University of Texas right now. I think that we're getting to the point to where we do need head coaches managing the game now, and that should be his only job.
Yeah,
is managing the game. So, this is just me. This is just me. If I was an AD, if I was the head coach somewhere, I'm going to be a head coach, and I'm going to manage my defensive coordinator, and I'm going to manage my offensive coordinator. I don't need my defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator trying to make a decision if we're going to go for it on 4th and 3, right? So, or what we're going to do, are we going to do punt safe, or we're going to go after the punt, or or we're going to do a right return or left return, right? So, I don't know. I think he got a lot going on at A&M, man. I don't know.
A&M certainly has the resources. A&M certainly has the ability. They look from the outside when you go to College Station.
Mm-hmm.
You go to that stadium. It's impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's always been impressive, man.
Always.
Much as I hate them, and didn't like going to College Station the day after Thanksgiving, you go in that stadium and it's like none other. That is the pinnacle of the 12th man.
Yeah,
for sure. That they feel like they are really the 12th man in that stadium, and they are a part of the game. So it's a cool stadium. They put a lot of money in their program, and it sucks that they're not getting their money out of it.
There's no return on investment. And I'll say this. The state of Texas is better when both A&M and Texas are winning.
No question.
And college football, I'll even go as far as that. Hey, let's pay tribute to our guys who makes this series, the Pass Rush with Stevie Lee, happen.
Hi, I'm Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the University of Texas.
And I'm Clyde Hargrove. I'm a roofer.
I also saw action in 52 games.
And I fix a lot of roofs.
Also won a Rose Bowl and never lost to A&M.
And I fix a lot of roofs, right, Stevie?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
So are you going to say that thing about Hargrove Roofing?
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Is this even going to work as a commercial?
Oh man, it was a good one. Which one was the first one?
The 18 yards.
18. I'm trying to think about it.
You got your choice. The first one or the second one, it don't even matter. It was a good day for touchdown.
I just know the last one was tough because I was winded, but you got in there.
Hey, we them boys. Hold up.
Yeah, man. They are on a roll right now, man. I'm actually happy for Dak, bro, for him to come back and actually win the game. Well, 2 games, right? Yeah. He won last weekend, this week when he came back, and dude, that was fun to watch this weekend for everybody involved in Dallas, man. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm a Dak fan because he's from down the road from Shreveport, from North Louisiana. Happy for him, man. That's awesome.
It is, and Tony Pollard. So he's still on his rookie contract, played for University of Memphis, 3 touchdowns.
Is he still on a rookie contract?
Yeah, he makes like less than $1 million. And
yeah, so I'm sorry to say this, but the pride of Ohio State, Zeke Elliott, his contract is expired. He's gonna be cut next year. Or they're going to have to trade him or something like that because he's not going to be a Cowboy next year. And they may do it before the season over. I doubt they'll do that. But there's a new guy in town. I mean, honestly, man, when running backs get to the NFL, they have a clock on them. And it's a very short clock. And Ezekiel, he can still do it. He still do well. But he's not Elliott anymore, he's just Zeke,
He eats. He doesn't miss a meal.
Yeah, no question. So, but Tony, is it Tony, right? Tony Pollard?
Tony Pollard, yeah.
Tony, he always looked, I don't know how I should say it.
He's got that burst of speed.
Better. Yeah, he always got that burst of speed. He's always, coming in relieving Elliott, but I think this guy can be the number 1 right now because 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's doing it, and he can do it.
If you had him on your fantasy football league team and you sat him on the bench, you deserve to lose. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
I'll give it to Zeke. I do enjoy watching him play, watching him run the rock. He's a physical, different back, but like you said, you can't afford to lose Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
You can't.
And in all honesty, they paid Zeke a lot of money.
They did.
And that needs to be cleared up because they need to go out and get some more pieces if they want to keep it going for next year too,
Well, you heard Jerry. He's stated that he is ready to make a run this year and to trade away some assets to acquire the pieces to do it during the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can do that. The defense looks good. He has a good receiving core, CeeDee Lamb. And what's the tight end's name?
Schultz.
Schultz. Yes.
They got two of them now. All of a sudden,
two tight ends. Yeah, they're running a 2 tight end, and so getting rid of Zeke and beefing up that D line a little bit more, and getting another receiver. That might be the pieces.
That's
might
it.
Be it. Yeah.
The DB. Stevie, that defense is one of the best I've seen in the first half of a season in the NFL in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A long time. And quite honestly, no offense to Dak, no offense to Cooper Rush, no offense to Schultz or anybody on that offensive side of the ball, including the coaches. The reason why the Cowboys are as good as they are this year, that defense brings the swagger.
Yeah.
And it makes the team better.
They have a defensive identity right now. Yeah, you're right. Now, talking about pieces of the puzzle that he can trade off to get other things, he got to keep Rush.
It's about yes, you do.
Rush. You got to keep Rush. Rush did very well coming in when Dak went down and held it down. You know, his last game starting where they lost, it wasn't a great game, no, but he won 4 games as a starter?
Yeah. 3, 4? Yeah, collectively, but 3 this year, I believe.
3 this year? Yeah. So
4, yeah.
Yeah. So he's holding it down as a backup quarterback, what a backup quarterback's supposed to do, you know? So you can't get rid of that piece.
No.
And you don't want him to go off somewhere else and start and then come back and beat you either. So, you know, hold on to him.
No, you got to hang on to him.
Yeah.
Hey, UT's guy, Austin's guy, Westlake's guy, Sam Ehlinger, with his first start of his very young NFL career for the Colts. I thought he looked good. This was Sam after the game on Sunday.
Sam, Frank said this is not too big for you, and so Ryan Kelly said the same thing. How important is that 2 leaders have that much confidence in you as a quarterback?
Good to see you, man. Yeah, it means the world to have leaders on this team that believe in me and have verbally expressed that they have my back, and to be able to go out there and obviously we came up short, but to have Coach and Ryan knowing that having support for me, it means the world.
So that was Cedric Golden. Great guy, good friend, great writer. Flew up to Indy to cover it for the Statesman. And that shows you right there, in my opinion. I know I'm digging deep here. The kind of guy Sam Ehlinger is. He recognized Cedric immediately.
Yeah.
It's like he was excited to see somebody from his hood, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Cedric's a good guy too, man.
He is.
I remember him interviewing me back in college, so that's funny. But no, man, Sam, good kid. Happy to see him starting in the NFL, starting quarterback in the NFL right now, you know?
Beautiful.
And it's really cool. For me, it's really cool that I get to see my teammen go on. They come through as kids, play on the 40 acres, and then go on to do big things later on. I love seeing it, man. I love seeing Quandre Diggs to Winnable to all these guys, man. I'm not even going to name half of them, you know. So Connor Williams, like I love seeing my teammen.
Cosme.
Yeah. I love Goodwin. You know, I love seeing all those guys. Yeah. That wore the burnt orange, go on and play somewhere else and represent well, you know. And then they'll come back and sit in the stands with me one day, you know. So it's really cool to see my Longhorns out there doing it.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I wish Sam the best as far as – and I thought he managed for his first game taking over for, I believe, Matt Ryan, who was injured for the Colts. I thought Sam looked smooth, composed, and I think there's some brighter moments for his future there. Now, we were talking about Deion Sanders. And if you didn't see it, Game Day, ESPN College Game Day, was on the campus of Jackson State. That is huge for HBCUs to be the focal point of the college game day experience. They did a great job on the production. I may butcher this, but I'm a Southern food, soul food, Southern Delights guy. We're a few times a year because I know it's not good for the ticker.
Yeah.
But I love soul food. Love it.
Yeah.
There's like the Big Red Apple or something. They did a feature on that. I almost took, if there was a flight out to Jackson, Mississippi, I would have been on it within an hour.
There you go. Good stuff, man.
Woo! But Deion, as we mentioned and Stevie mentioned, he has done more for SWAC or HBCUs, bringing the attention, recruiting kids. And this was him on the set after he said to the guys on the set, hang on a second. And he got those game day crowds are phenomenal. This is prime time, just getting the crowd going behind him.
Yeah. Who is SWAC, baby? Who is SWAC, baby?
Good stuff, man. That's good stuff, man. I love the guy. He's bringing energy down there, man. It's good. It's all good.
Best sign of the day. Lee Corso was not there for some reason. It said, Lee Corso is SWAC.
Lee Corso is Oh, that's funny, man.
Oh, my God, brother. That's the beauty of college football.
Yep. Yeah. And it's all about the kids, man. So
it is.
Keep it
it's
going.
all about.
Keep it going. Yeah.
Hey, brother, real quick, what do you expect to see in the Little Apple?
In the Little Apple,
Kansas State.
I expect to see a ball game, a football game. I want us to jump on them quick, but keep the gas on them.
Yeah.
We say we're all gas, no brakes. Let's do it, right? So we can jump on them quick. Our D-line has to be stout up front. Our linebackers have to fit the gaps because Deuce can find those gaps. So it's what we call hat and hands and fit.
Use those hands.
Hat, defensive lineman. Well, we don't supposed to teach this anymore, but it was hat, front of your face mask right there, and you fit your man, and you look where you need to shed a guy. So never just run defense. So we fit our man and we control our man, and the linebackers play accordingly, man. So we really have to be sound at that this week because those, like I said, Deuce can find a hole easily.
A small one.
A small.
And he can cut back.
Yeah. So what I expect, though, man, I'm expecting a full game this week. A full game. Put it all together and have a full game, and then that right there will give the kids confidence that they can actually do it and continue to do it throughout the season.
Stevie, if Texas wins that, they get to come home the very next week, 6:30 p.m. You get the shot at the number one team in the conference, TCU.
TCU.
Maybe game day. Maybe.
Will we be ranked?
If they beat Kansas State on the road,
We'll be ranked again.
Probably 22, 20, something like that.
That'll be 3 times in and then 3 times out of the rankings. You know,
rankings are fickle. You know,
no, we're fickle.
No, Texas is fickle.
Yeah, we're rightfully so. We're ranked, and then rightfully so not ranked. Right. So that's on us. I'm not gonna put that on the rankings. That's on us. You know, that's on. I'm not going to say who, but it's just on us.
Texas, it's time to change. It's time to grow up.
Yeah.
It's time to become the program you want to be.
Absolutely. I like that. Man. That's good.
Thank you, man. Sometimes I come up with, I'm hitting about 100, batting 100. November to remember. Legends are born in November.
Absolutely.
Pretender or contender.
Well, you coming out with them today, man.
Oh, I'm fired up, Stevie.
Coming out with them today. I like it.
My brother, you tell your beautiful family hello.
Okay.
And for the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Harge, Big Mike, and Coach Mo, and the legend of Shreveport, Louisiana, Big Stevie Lee. We out.